The National Institutes of Health has awarded a large grant to help fund a program at MDI Biological Lab.
Katie Sharp tells us more.
Senator Susan Collins was in Bar Harbor Tuesday to announce continued funding for a biomedical program that helps young Mainers with careers in human health.
When I took over as the vice chair of the Senate Appropriations Committee, as you can imagine, everyone asked me, well, what are your three top priorities? And inevitably, I said biomedical research, national security, and rural development.
MDI Biological Laboratory receives $19.4 million for the Maine Idea Network of Biomedical Research Excellence, or INBRE, program.
This particular program, I think, opens up a ton of opportunities for undergraduate students, especially who typically wouldn't have the experience of having a hands-on, one-on-one research experience in the lab. This gives those students training opportunities at other institutions across the collaborating colleges, allows them to kind of get into research that they're interested in that maybe they don't have at their own university or college, and also kind of expands their mentorship network.
INBRE offers support to early career faculty in Maine for staff and other resources, and invests in science infrastructure that's shared with other academic institutions across Maine.
I go to SMCC, which is a great institution. I can't praise it enough. The people there are phenomenal, but it is like a small community college, so I didn't have access to facilities like the places here, where they have massive million-dollar microscopes and the ability to use all these techniques that are kind of just way out of our league.
The INBRE network now includes 17 institutions across the state, sharing knowledge, resources, and helping develop the future of Maine's bioscience workforce.
We are training the next generation of biomedical researchers and biomedical entrepreneurs in the state. So it's wonderful to have the grant, but as I mentioned, it's also an obligation to hire the best researchers so that we can provide the research for our students and then educate the students and bring them to the next level.
Katie Sharp, WABI TV5 News, Bar Harbor.